Hey guys, welcome back to my 5th Street Fighter character impressions video. Now previously, I've gone into battle in 100 online matches with Juri, Blanka, JP, Dee Jay, and Rashid. And now, my 6th character that I finished 100 online matches was with Guile. So, how did it go? Well, surprisingly, better than I thought. After starting out struggling to get any kind of rhythm, I felt like I finally hit my groove around 70 online matches, because that's when I began racking up more wins than losses. Now, in my 100 matches, I came across every character at least once, with the exception of Blanka and once again, Dhalsim. Now, I've never really played Guile on any type of consistent basis due to his playstyle. And in fact, he's a character I usually dread playing against, because a patient Guile player usually gets the best of my impatient playing style. So it did take quite a few matches to get it in my head that if I was going to get some victories, I had to slow it down and play Guile the way I've seen other successful players do so. Now, being perfectly honest, watching Guile matches, they're not the most exciting. And in my one and only Guile mirror match that I did end up losing, I honestly just wanted it to be over because of how tedious that match got. Now, when it came to the characters that I faced the most, well, it should be no surprise, as Ryu and Ken were on top of that list. Now, against Ryu, I did have much success as I won 75% of my matches, but Ken was a little bit of a different story. While I did come out on the positive side, winning 54% of my matches, I felt like a majority of my matches came down to the wire. Now, I know many people have already said this, but it just feels like players using Ken are able to break through a lot of stuff that other characters can't. Next up, Marisa and Chun-Li were the next 2 most used characters I came across, both of which I think Guile has an advantage over if you're allowed to play the type of style that you want to. Against Chun-Li, I won 75% of the time, and against Marisa, 62% of the time. But when I came across this particular Marisa player, I almost DSP'd it and put my controller down as I had no answer. Next up was Kimberly. Now, I really enjoyed this matchup. Kimberly is someone who has all the right tricks to get in on Guile, and I think that led to some really fun matchups. Now, in the end, I did win 87% of my matches against Kimberly. Now, for a character I struggled with using Guile, that's gonna be JP. Guile is known for being able to keep his opponents at bay, throwing out sonic booms and having opponents in fear of getting hit with a flash kick if they want to jump in. But in my online experience, JP can be even better at this time of game, and it showed as I only won 42% of the time against JP. Now, the first week or 2 of Street Fighter 6's launch, I felt like Juri players were extremely difficult to deal with, but recently in my past couple impression videos, I've had good success against Juri players, and that once again continued here with Guile as I won 71% of my matches against Juri. My main character back in Street Fighter 4 was Cammy. I thought I had got pretty good with her, but Guile was a match that I dreaded. Now here in Street Fighter 6, that script has flipped, because here, using Guile, I was actually fearing Cammy players, and the majority of the time, I found myself on the opposite side of a butt whipping, only winning 33% of the time against Cammy. Now, I mentioned earlier that I really enjoy my matches against Kimberly, and the same can be said in my matches against Lily. Now, I do believe that Guile does win the matchup advantage against Lily, but the players that I came across were pretty good. But in the end, I came out on the winning side 66% of the time. Now, Dee Jay, this is an opponent that I feel does everything that Guile can do, but better. With Dee Jay, you can't get into a projectile fight with him because you will lose, and lose I did, as I didn't win one match against Dee Jay players. Now, a few other characters that I struggled against: Manon, only winning 44% of the time, and Rashid and Luke, I only won 33% of the time against both of them. Now, one matchup I really did enjoy was actually going up against Zangief. While they're two very different type of characters, I felt like that I really had to bring my A game in each and every match. Now while I was only able to have 3 matches against Guile players, I found them all to be very competitive, and while I got wins in 2 out of the 3 matches, I was actually looking forward to more. Now finally is Jamie, a character I'm definitely interested in using here in the future, and my matches going up against him were split even, with me winning 50% of the time. Now once again, I am happy to report that I came out on the positive side in the win-loss category, winning 58% of my online matches. Now my overall impression of Guile is that he could be a good character to use, but he's not someone that I get that rush of adrenaline using like I did in my previous 5 choices. And I'll be honest, playing with Guile sometimes it's not the most exciting, and getting a win, sometimes it feels a little lame because of how I had to play in order to get the W's. Now what are your thoughts on Guile, whether you've used him or played against him in Street Fighter 6? Comment down below. Now next up, it's time for me to get back to where I think I really have the most fun in Street Fighter, and that's playing Rushdown. And I'm gonna go with Kimberly and put my skills to the test, and I'll be giving my impression here on Toned In Entertainment after I complete 100 online matches with her. Now guys, if you want to see some of my Street Fighter 6 matches, I've created a playlist of YouTube shorts where I highlight the round 3 matches. You know, the time when it's do or die, winner take all. I've put some of those round 3 matches or final round matches in one playlist in my YouTube shorts, so if you want to check out some of my matches, you can see them there. Alright guys, if you like videos like this, make sure you hit that red subscribe button so you can stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Guile wins!
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.